Tell us the story of Ram and Hanuman's first meeting. Sugriv and Hanuman once see a couple of men walking through the forest. When Sugriv wonders if they are Vali's men, Hanuman decides to find out. Following Sugriv's advice, he disguises himself as a rishi and sits beside the path the men are on. When they encounter each other, Hanuman asks them if they need help. They say that they want to reach the top of Rishimukh as they have important work there. Hanuman says this seems like royalty and have the bearing of Vishnu and Mahadev and ask why they want to go up the dangerous mountain. A bit annoyed, Lakshman wants to know why a simple question was being answered with so many counter questions. That's when Ram tells Hanuman that his wife has been abducted and they are looking for her. He introduces himself and his brother and says that they were told Sugriv would help in their quest. Hanuman is immediately repentant, bows before Ram as his Param Bhakt and asks him for forgiveness. This story is interesting because Hanuman disguises himself as a rishi, a man. But how is that possible when monkeys have tails? In the Hanuman Chalisa, it's mentioned that Hanuman is blessed with Asht Siddhi, 8 great powers. So he can change his size, fly, walk on water, also change his roop. When he meets Ram, Ram wonders what such a polished man who speaks well, has good vocabulary, etc., is doing in a forest. Hanuman also notices that Ram is no ordinary person. He looks at him with curiosity, is inspired by him. This relationship changes him from an ordinary monkey to Ramdas, then Mahabali, a super god. Among the different characters in the Ramayana, you worship Hanuman but not Lakshman. Hanuman becomes a god in his own right with temples devoted to him and it starts when this meeting where he gets his darshan sees Ram for the first time. It marks the beginning of his growth. So this relationship is very important. In the Ramayana there is a chapter called Sundarkand which is about Hanuman's adventures. Tell us about it. Many Hindus consider it shubh, auspicious to read this Sundarkand, especially in troubled time. Vishnu's avatar on earth, Ram also has problems which are solved by none other than Hanuman. He brings hope, changes Ram's story. This has given rise to the belief that when bad times befall you, reading the Sundarkand will alleviate your troubles. Hanuman will solve your problems like he did Ram's. Hanuman introduces Ram and Lakshman to Sugriv in the Dandakaranya. A friendship is forged and an agreement is reached. Sugriv does not trust Ram and asks him to prove his strength. Ram shoots an arrow through 7 palm trees, and only then does Sugriv accept him with the hope that his strength will be useful against Vali. He tells Ram if he helps him win over Vali, he will help him in return. But after Ram slays Vali and Sugriv becomes king of the monkeys, he forgets his promise while enjoying life with his wives. An angry Lakshman comes to kill Sugriv, but Hanuman intervenes and asks for forgiveness, as does Sugriv. At last, they go looking for Sita when Hanuman, who forms a search party of monkeys. Hanuman's personality emerges in the Sundarkand as he travels southwards towards Lanka in search of Sita. We learn of his divine qualities in each of his adventures. One story tells of how he meets a beautiful Apsara, Swayamprabha, who gives them food and asks Hanuman to stay back with her. But he is not swayed and turns her down as duty beckons. The search party is being led by Angad, Sugriv's young son. Hanuman does not have a problem with following a younger and less powerful leader. Here you see another of his qualities. In another instance, he doubts whether he'll be able to cross the ocean in one leap. The bear, Jamvan, has to reassure and motivate him. So he comes across a vulnerable being despite knowing the extent of his power. Encouraged by Jamvan, he expands in size like a mountain. His head reaches the skies and he makes the leap. Along the way, he faces hurdles like Rakshasis called Sursa and Simhika. He tricks Sursa by becoming very small and going into her mouth, while he tears Simhika apart, so sometimes he uses grit, sometimes strength, to solve his problems. When he reaches Menak Parvat, the mountain asks him to rest on him, but Hanuman refuses as he is on a mission. In Lanka, he is met by Lankini, the guardian deity, and defeats her. Since he has reached at night and has never met Sita before, he wonders how he will recognize her. He uses his intelligence and thinks there must be something unique about her since she is Ram's wife. He finds a woman in Ashok Vatika chanting Ram's name. He suspects her to be Sita, but as he is not sure, he drops Ram's ring before her. When she picks it up, he begins a conversation with her and explains who he is. He demands something as proof to show Ram that he has met her. Sita gives him her chudamani to take back to Ram. Another versions say that Sita tells Hanuman a story to take back to Ram. It's a story that only a husband and wife would know. All these stories show us Hanuman's qualities: foresight, strength, cunning, humility, perseverance, not susceptible to temptation, determination. So they say reading the Sundarkand can hone all these qualities in you. Then he rejoins Ram and stays with him. Yes, and he builds a bridge, famously writing Sri Ram on each stone because of which they float on water. He carries a flag with Ram's name on it. He leads the army. They win the war, bring Sita back to Ayodhya, where Hanuman stays with them. He does not associate with Sugriv after this, becoming Ramdas. In Delhi, people visit the Ram temple on Tuesday, whereas in Mumbai they visit on Saturdays. Why this difference? Tuesday or Mangalwar is associated with Mangal, who symbolizes aggression in war and is considered Shiv's son. Saturday is Shanivar, the day of Shani, Surya's son. Both are associated with Shiva and to Hanuman since he is Shiva's Ansh. So when there is problem with grahas, Hanuman is worshipped as he is connected with both these days. In some Shastra with Tuesdays and in some with Saturdays. In Mumbai, Hanuman is worshipped primarily on Saturdays, perhaps because the influence of Shani is more there, while in Delhi it is on Tuesdays. The city is known to be aggressive, so they may be the reason for the association with Mangal. Basically, it's become a tradition in these cities over time, and both days are important. So, this is it for today. I'll be back. Till then, keep listening beautiful stories and keep smiling.